Yes. My beautiful girl and my beautiful kiwi sunset daffodils, just the three of them. These are the worst at naturalizing. They're not into it. I still have three. I did actually have four this year, so I got an extra one. And I was bold enough to cut it off and bring it inside. Still working with my weird psychological uh, handicap there. I'm so reluctant to cut the flowers outside and bring them in the kitchen where I would see them 100 times as much as often. Gorgeous days, perfect mid 60s, April, beautiful. It's been like this for a week. All the green is coming in on the maples, on everything. All the green is coming in down here in the flower field from the wildflower seeds. Most everything is finished with the first stretch, all the spring blooming bulbs, but the haze, the green haze down there is promising yet again the millions of wildflowers to be seen, to behold. Let's move along. I'm excited to show you the anemone giant monarch decane flowers. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. They're an anemone akin to these Grecian wind flowers that I have gloated about, gushed about. I love them. What a wonderful flower. And they last a long time. They really are great. Let's go have a look. Yes, well, no anemone giant monarch decanes yet for you. You have to wait. We just see what we have here. We do have some tulips opening up. The tulips are not being super exciting. It is as they all said. The tulips are not the bulb to plant if you want them to come back twice as many next year. They don't seem to do that. I have a couple varieties that have done better than others in terms of flowering at all, but some of them have not even returned. Like this beautiful area last year at this time was such a delight with the three different varieties all filling this in with 200 flowers or so. And this year we really just have these red ones, which are absolutely gorgeous. I'm not complaining about anything. I'm just saying. Yeah. My little sedum concrete wall coming in. This is going to be a great year for these. I have some geraniums to refresh my pots. And let's see what's over here. I got some flowers on my cherry this year in a substantial way. This tree is finally starting to seem happy. It seemed unhappy for years. Yeah, we still have some daffodils in here. Kind of the tail end. A lot of the daffodils are fading. The wisteria is going to be fantastic this year. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited to smell it again. What a beautiful, wonderful creature these things are. And kiwi. Nothing close to it in previous years. This is such a rich, full amount of kiwi preliminaries. The kiwi preliminaries are most auspicious. This tulip is a beauty. Yes. Whoops. I can try to get close, but I can't. Whatever. Anyhow. Yeah, so I think tulips aren't going to play a big role in my future, generally. This area here was a collection of a whole variety of a bunch of tulips, probably planted 150, in the winter before this recent one, and there's just nothing has come back. So juice ain't worth the squeeze, kids. Sorry. Much love to you. Nice little view of the clematis coming in so nicely along the railing here. Going to be a banner year for them. most promising since I've cleared out the lilies that were choking them out. They're just ripping this year so far, so very nice. And let's take a look at this big planter having its first year. Oh, it's almost out of the sun, my goodness. My bulb lasagna, Magnus. Yeah. Juicy stuff. And then, of course, these daffodils have ended up being so much more gratifying than I expected this first year. A really long range of flowering times for them. You can see some of them are out, ready to be deadheaded, and others are still looking quite noble and beautiful. And this is very delightful, I must say. Along my sedum rock wall here, I did plant a handful of these species tulip, they're called, which are the Turkish native, hardy, happy in crappy soil and relatively dry conditions. I think they mostly just want a lot of sunshine. And it remains to be seen. I'm going to give them a whole another year, a full cycle, to find out whether they thrive in this microzonal situation that they're in. And if they do, then I will bring them big time. I will try to get them into the ground up here in this really scruffy, hard-packed, nasty stretch of soil. This whole area above, kind of hard to see, but it's a greenish, grassy, flattish place that might be really nice for those. Yeah. Wild species tulips. Super pretty. Look at this, it's really fun. Look at the backside of this one. It's got the alternating petals colored just on the backside though. Yeah. And the rock bed is ripping this year. So great. I do have some tulips coming back here that I'm happy to see. Like I said, tulips, if they want to come, I'm happy to see them. This is that same red one that we looked at before, and they're back pretty strong in this area. But yeah, I'm not going to plant anymore. Am I looping? I'm looping a little. And then we look along the back row. We see the big lilies coming in. These are the ones, I can't remember the name right there, but they're the ones that are the hybrid of two types. And they will grow each year a little taller until they eventually hit 6, 7, 8 feet tall. Pretty sweet. This is kind of fun. This is called the burrowtail, this sedum. And I didn't plant this here. I don't know. It wasn't here. It wasn't here at all last year. And somehow a little piece of it got in there and took hold. And I guess it just loves this microenvironment where it catches the warmth of these rocks from the sun throughout the day and then gets to have the warmth during the night, eh? Very groovy. I wouldn't mind if that stuff just filled in along here. I did a little test where I just pinched off a piece of it and stuck it there right in the center of the shot. Didn't even put any dirt on it, nothing. Just gonna see if it finds its legs. Oh, I planted some morning glory seeds in some of my planters here. I think I've had the last 2 years I've struggled with them. I've soaked them and waited too long and then put them in, and then they've dried out, or they've had a freeze, like an unexpected snow, planting them too early. I don't know. I think I maybe got it right this year. Let's keep walking. Oh, living a dream. Not the dream, just a dream. Living a dream. And this area, this little enclave of variety of hyacinths is so sweet. Talking about microclimate thrival of an individual bulb, where they'll do great the first year because they come with they pack their own lunch for the first year. But we can see there's some giant hyacinths in here. Those white ones, there's a bluish one back there. Looks like there's about 4 or 5. And they were amazing last year after they had first been put in the ground in, the previous November or December. And because they just don't get much sun here to recharge and rebuild, you can see they're not super happy compared to the ones that were in the full sun. So we won't be planting giant hyacinths in the shade anymore. But the grape hyacinth and the English hyacinth seem pretty satisfied with that location over there. So this area is getting so nice. Again, there was nothing here except the scruffy blueberry and stagnant little handicapped bamboo that never has gotten any bigger than this. But here is one of those monarch decane, and another one, the anemone giant monarch decane. That's C-A-E-N. And so we must have many more of these, obviously. This is the best red, I'm telling you. Look at this red. What a beautiful flower. That looks a lot different than a Grecian windflower. That's something else. That's some other kind of anemone. That is a friend, not an enemy. And yeah, kind of missed shooting any good video of the hyacinths when they were rocking it. I did take some inside, but they're mostly kind of bedraggled now. And got a bunch of the windflowers here. We look down along this serpentine stretch of daylilies and spent daffodils. It's going to be really good this year. It's going to be really good in the daylily department. I actually watered yesterday. This field was looking pretty dry, and I was worried because all these babies are just starting out. They don't have very deep roots. So I wanted them to get a little extra opportunity to thrive. Just a very few of the guinea hen, the fritillaria in here. Very few. Many lilies. Oh my goodness. And, grape hyacinth to the maximum all along here. So lovely. Yeah. And we're just about done. We've got rhododendrons are looming with their buds all fat and getting ready, and the hydrangea looks great this year, much healthier than its personal melodrama that it had the year before last, I guess it was. One thing I'm really excited about is this area here that looked so awful with my friend's relatively terrible steps, which I use and I'm grateful for, but this was all really just dirt. And all I did was plant some of these creeping phlox in here. I put in 5 of those, and they haven't done much, but I think they take a little while to get their legs and start creeping. But the forget-me-nots have come in so richly. I didn't plant these or anything. They weren't here. They weren't here like this. What's going on with the forget-me-nots? I'm also excited to see, because I remember last summer they were flowering in August and September even. So I guess they maybe have 2 flowering cycles during the year. I don't know. But I've got to get back to learning and practicing and playing music, which has completely absorbed my whole reality for about a month now. It's been so good. So great blessings upon your endeavors, and may your days be pleasant. Ciao.